G'day everybody, welcome to the martial arts of selling. I hope everyone is doing fantastic today. I'm excited, not only for me, but for you. I'm about to share with you an unbelievable topic that's going to help your sales. But before I do that, let me ask you a question. If you're struggling with converting more leads into sales, or converting more prospects into customers, or just flat out not getting qualified leads, then this video is for you. I'm going to share with you 5 powerful secrets that you should absolutely be aware about, implement, and execute for you to grow your sales volume, for you to grow as an entrepreneur, to grow as a salesman, and as a small business owner. Because the bottom line is this: it's all about sales. Because without sales, we don't have a business, and we can't even think about having a brand. Does that make sense? Now, what I'm going to talk about, I talk about it quite often, and those of you who follow me and hear my content or watch my videos know that I talk a lot about it. And I'm here to tell you that right now is the time to take advantage of what I'm going to share with you than never before, because there's going to be some devastating financial crises that are coming to you and me and everyone in small business real soon if it's not hit you already. Now, before we dig into the topic, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit the subscription button below if you like this video, smash the like button, and also share your comments and share the video with others. Now, what am I talking about? What I'm going to discuss today is something I've been using for over 30 years, and it's been more beneficial now than ever before, just because of the environment we live in today. Okay? Now, we're going to talk about the art of cold calling. Why is it important today than ever before? We're going to talk about the importance and how sales are created during the art of storytelling. We're going to talk about why having conviction in what you do and why you're doing it, it's important in the sales process. Number 4, we're going to talk about and discuss the art of persuasion. Whether you like being persuaded or not, every single day we're being persuaded. And then number 5, I call it the 3 C's. You're going to learn how to close more leads, more deals. You're going to learn how to convert more leads into sales, and then convert more prospects into customers, and more importantly, how to create opportunities that are right in front of you that not only benefit you, but benefit all those that get involved in your deal. Now, follow me. Alright guys, secret number 1, which is really not a secret, but I like to call it a secret because not a lot of people like to use it, is the art of cold calling. Why is cold calling important? There's many reasons why it is important, but I'm just going to keep it simple and short and brief and to the point today. Cold calling is more valuable now than 20, 30 years ago when I first started. And the reason is because of this. There's a lot more what I call modern day yellow pages than before. With all of the social media platform, with all of the search engines and things like that, there's more businesses out there that you have access to. And the important part is those businesses that actually follow you, subscribe to your channel, and actually share your content. So it's out there. I have a strategy that I use to be effective, not having to use ads, by just combining modern day yellow pages, social media days and platform, and combine it with cold calling. Here's the thing is, when you learn the art of cold calling, it's the most phenomenal thing you can do. Why? Because it builds a strong sales foundation. It gives you the calluses, it makes you solid and strong. But more importantly, it develops the right mindset, the right habits, the right way to deal with conversations. I call it the boot camp. So those of you who are struggling, you need to put your ego aside. You need to give cold calling a chance, because if you do and you learn it correctly, that's the problem people have, that they don't like rejection. You know, they feel they're bothering somebody and they never really learned it properly. However, if you take the right step and you learn how to do it correctly, just like any other thing that you encounter, you're going to see not only your sales grow, you're going to see your salespeople become better salespeople, which means you generate more revenue, which means you have better salespeople. So number one, secret number one is you must learn to combine the art of cold calling with whatever other sales process you use currently in your sales system. Now, let's go to secret number two. Okay, welcome to part number two, or secret number two. This is where 90% of the sales are solidified. It's called the art of storytelling. It's one of the most valuable tools you can learn, because here's why. No matter what industry you're in, if you look at the top athletes, if you look at the top business owners, entrepreneurs, no matter what it is, musicians, actors, actresses, they have the ability to tell stories that make you and me take certain actions that we may have never thought about. So the art of storytelling is phenomenal. Now, the difference between telling a story and how to tell a story is a big difference. So how you tell a story is going to determine how much more valuable you are as a salesman, entrepreneur, and business owner. And guess what? The art of storytelling is where the rubber meets the road, is where the sales are solidified. So if you learn cold calling, which is secret number one, and then you start to apply secret number two, and you are able to tell good stories that create emotion, that create logic, that paints great pictures, then you're going to be very successful. You're going to increase your sales volume. You're going to be able to train your salespeople to become better storytellers. Now, here's the thing is, most people say, or especially prospects or potential clients, is they don't like to hear a story. But here's the fact is, we live our lives hearing stories, whether we like it or not. Storytelling is what makes people take action. So it's your job to learn the art of storytelling, be a phenomenal storyteller, because that's where the money is, that's where the value is, and that's where you're going to grow as a phenomenal, dynamic salesman. And that's going to be the difference between a dynamic salesman and just an average salesman that just isn't consistent with sales. So that is secret number two. Now, come with me for secret number three. Check it out, guys. Secret number three. I'm having a little fun with my hat, so it's not the way I wear it, but I just figure I have a little fun. But listen, guys, this number three, I can't stress enough how important this is. And this secret number three actually developed over time. It's called conviction, the art of conviction. It is an art. Just think about this. If you don't have conviction in your heart, and you don't have a strong enough why you do what you do, or what you want to do, how are you going to be able to do it if you're not convinced, right? So if you don't have conviction in the sales process, you're going to be an average salesperson. You're not going to be a good storyteller, because conviction is part of storytelling. So just think about this. If you're not convinced that you're good at what you do, that what you have to offer is valuable to the potential customer or the prospect or anyone you deal with in life, if you're not convinced of that, that you actually apply in your own life and that you actually do what you're telling them to do, then you're not going to be able to convince anybody, because conviction is a part of life. We're always convincing one another for X, Y, Z, or ABC, right? But through the storytelling, that's where the conviction comes in. So if you're an athlete, or you're a musician or actor or anything like that, a salesman, entrepreneur, business, you got to have conviction that what you're doing is the right thing and that people need to be part of it, right? That's conviction. And if I like to call it passion, because when you're passionate about what you do and you have a strong enough why, you're going to figure out how to get it done. Well, you have to be able to convey that to your prospects and those that you're speaking with. I'll give you an example. I'm sure most of you watch movies, right? And you probably spend 2.5 hours, sometimes 3 hours watching movies, right? But what led you to watch that movie? It was the trailer that probably hooked you to doing it. So you were convinced that that was a good movie. It doesn't always mean it turns out to be a good movie, right? But you get my point. You got to have conviction. Without conviction, number 2 and number 1 is going to be irrelevant. Because you got a conviction that cold calling is going to work. Number 2, you got to have conviction that storytelling is part of selling, right? But if you don't have conviction, you're not even going to take the first step. Does that make sense? So remember this. Secret number 3, you got to develop the art of conviction. Now, follow me for secret number 4. Check it out, guys. Secret number 4. And most people don't like doing this. But I'm here to tell you, whether you like it or not, this is happening to you and to me. The only difference is I understand it and know it, and I apply it myself. What am I talking about? Secret number 4 is the art of persuasion. If you can't persuade through facts, through your storytelling, to handling objections by the right rebuttals, being a good listener, asking the right questions, doing the right tie-down questions, path of least resistance questions. That is all part of persuasion. You have to take the story you have about your product and services, and you have to persuade through conviction and storytelling to the prospect so that they could become a customer. That is what negotiation is all about. You have to persuade one side from the other because they're trying to persuade you as well, right? So, for example, when you're on social media and people are following you, it's easy to do that. But when somebody's trying to sell you something, you're trying to sell them something, you have to persuade each other why one needs the other product and the other one doesn't, right? Well, that's usually how it works. But you got to understand storytelling. You got to have conviction. You have to understand that you're persuading people into something they may not even were aware about. They may not even thought about it. They didn't even know they needed it. But your job as a salesman is to point that out. So the art of persuasion is not a bad thing. Now, do people use it for the wrong reasons? Yes, because it's a very powerful tool. If you look at the politicians today, they're very persuasive. Even though they're lying, they still persuade people because they mastered the art of persuasion through lying, but they still know how to do it. So, the art of persuasion is secret number 4. Again, you can't have conviction and then do storytelling or learn cold calling. And you can't persuade people unless you have conviction about what you're doing so that you can do it in a storytelling format. But in order to develop those 3, you have to learn the art of cold calling. You see how it all links together? Pretty exciting, right? Now, follow me for secret number 5. This is where all the goodies are. See you in a bit. Okay. Secret number 5. This is what I call the 3 C's, or where the goodie is, or the goodies are. However you want to name. Now, if you establish the first 4 steps, this 5th steps, believe it or not, becomes easier. As a matter of fact, these steps actually starts to happen for me personally in the cold calling aspect of it. Once you get good, you already start closing in the beginning. Now, the 3 C's I called, one is closing deals. Now, closing deal is an old terminology, old language that we used to use as cold calling back in the days. A lot of people don't like using that closing deals. It's the same thing. It's the end result, right? At the end, it's about making the right sale, right? So when you're flat out cold calling, your goal is to take that cold call lead and close it. That's the terminology. So the first C is closing more deals. The second C is more of the social media application or the social media wording, which is called conversion. So you will learn how to convert more leads into sales, convert more prospects into customers. And here's the bottom line. The key is turning those customers into clients. The third C is my favorite. I call it creating opportunities or creating deals. There's a lot of opportunities right now in front of you that you may not be aware about, that people are waiting to do business with you. You're just overlooking it because the fear of cold calling stops all of that. And what I mean by that is there's followers in front of you. next to you. There's subscribers. There's people that might be following what you're doing and liking what you're doing, but you don't take the initial call or the initial action. You wait for a graphic design or a posting to try to close deals for you. I think that's a mistake. So when you learn the art of cold calling and the art of storytelling and the art of conviction and the art of persuasion, the 3 C's happen within the process of those 4. Closing, converting, and creating. All these 3 C's are absolutely phenomenal. The reason why I like the third one, the creating deals, is because there's opportunities there that no one saw, that I was able to see or that you're able to see. And then you get everybody involved. And they wind up benefiting from it because they didn't even see it, but you did. And that's why persuasion and conviction is important, because you have to convince and persuade these people that didn't see it, that they need to be part of it because they will benefit from it. Does that make sense? And so when you do that, your conversion ratio will increase. Your sales volume will increase. So if you're struggling through ads, spending money on different applications and funnels and things like that, or you're getting good leads, you're not closing them or converting them, then you need to really consider the art of cold calling. Dive into it, embrace it, love it. And I promise you this, if you do it right, you will see your sales increase. You will see your annual revenue increase. You will see your profits increase, and you will get a high return on your investment. Because most of the investment you will do in cold calling is just mental work, is physical work. But it's the best work you can do if you really want to grow your business. Does that make sense? So anyway, these are the 5 secrets. I hope this has been helpful to you. Again, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit the subscription button below. Do share your honest comments. Let me know what your thoughts are. Share the video with others. And till we speak again, I say goodbye for now. I thank you all for being part of the martial art of selling. Have a very successful day. Bye for now.